This is the Bible Touchstone. Just responding to Steve, who is also known as OnlytheScriptures here on YouTube. Just responding to his comments on Matthew chapter 5, verses 17 and 18. Of course, focusing on verse 18 where Jesus says that heaven and earth shall not pass away, or until heaven and earth pass away, not one jot or one iota shall in no wise pass from the law until all things be fulfilled. And by all things, we are talking about him fulfilling the law. Now, at least that's the context of the anteceding verse in verse 17. But what Steve does is he's trying to demonstrate something to show his agenda for full-preterism, where he is taking the concept, of course, the presupposition from the Christian that supposes that we are no longer under the condemnation of the law, or we are no longer under the curse, because in Jesus Christ we are free from being under the law, or under the bondage of the law. Now, he takes that and he's trying to suggest that the law is destroyed, or the law has, since it's been fulfilled, it's annulled in such a way where that's why we are no longer under the law. And so he uses these terms very loosely and abstractly, very vaguely, so of course you agree with that first premise, that of course we are no longer, as Christians, we are no longer under the condemnation of the law. We are no longer under the curse of the law, because of course, we being born under Adam, we are sinners and we deserve condemnation, but being baptized into Christ, we are free from the bondage which we were under. We are free from sin, we are free from the curse and the penalty of the law, because it's been satisfied by what Jesus has done on the cross. So that's what we're talking about when we say Jesus has fulfilled all things. He said, "It is finished," when he gave up the ghost, when he fulfilled everything that the Father had gave him to finish here on earth. He took that upon himself and he accomplished it. And we have victory, of course, in Jesus Christ, we being free from sins and all those things. But just because we're not under the condemnation of the law doesn't mean that the law is totally annihilated. That's antinomianism. If we were to follow some of the loose and abstract definitions that we see from of course, Steve here, suggesting that the law is annulled completely, and that's why we're not under the law anymore, well then what about the reprobate? Are they no longer under the condemnation of the law? Of course, the law was never destroyed by Jesus, and Steve even makes note of this, that it was fulfilled, and we fulfill the law in Jesus Christ. So he has that truth, but it's almost like he's suggesting, when he says that because the law is finished, or it is accomplished, that must mean that heaven and earth is totally finished, or that it's passed away. And I agree that heaven and earth has passed away, or at least what is meant by the verse when Jesus says heaven and earth shall pass away. I agree that heaven and earth, or that were passed away in some sense in the first century, has been accomplished. But what Steve's trying to do is he's trying to set some kind of syllogism here to promote his agenda of full-preterism. Now, that's not necessarily the problem here, but the expense is, when he builds and constructs a syllogism like he's done, he's forcing an antinomian position, suggesting that the law has passed away. So that's my only criticism with this video here that Steve's done on this theme. As always, grace be to you.